Aloha, I'm Chef Casey Halpern, and I'm going to be your home chef for today. We're going to be preparing a simple and delicious Hamakua mushroom frittata. And you may be wondering why we like Hamakua mushrooms. It's because they're so good for you. They're gluten-free, they're cholesterol-free, they're fat-free. They are free of everything except good, wholesome, organic, Hawaii-grown products. And that's what it is. It's a great organic Hawaii-grown product. So the frittata is basically an everything breakfast omelet, I guess, in a sense. And I'm gonna be honest with you folks, I'm not the best breakfast cook in the world. So this might not even come out properly, but we're gonna find out. The good thing is, if it doesn't come out properly, we're gonna have ourselves a nice scrambled eggs with potatoes and peppers and broccoli and some great mushrooms. So the first thing I wanna show you is an easy way to separate eggs from egg whites. So the recipe calls for 3 whole eggs and 3 egg whites. So what I did is I put 6 whole eggs in this bowl, and as you can see, all the yolks are sitting in there, all nice and neat. So I'm just gonna put my hand in there and leave behind the white, which takes a second because these eggs are stubborn, I guess. I told you breakfast and me don't get along. And we're just gonna reserve these for later. You can make a hollandaise sauce or something with them, or maybe like a puff pastry. I'm gonna brush the top of a puff pastry. So there we go. So now we're gonna beat these eggs together. Before I do that, I wanna start my mushrooms in the pan first, because I like to start the mushrooms in a dry pan. And we've talked about this before, about bringing out the natural flavors that are in the mushroom. And it also, part of the process is the fact that the mushrooms have so much moisture in them, we wanna allow them to get a nice toasty flavor. So I'm gonna turn my heat up a little bit. So it's about medium-high right now. And we're gonna hear that pan start to sizzle, and that's gonna be the water that's starting to come out of those mushrooms. So I'm just gonna beat the 3 whole eggs and the 3 egg whites together. And I know my dad always said to make eye contact when I talk to people, so I'm still working on that, so please excuse me. So I've beaten the eggs and the egg whites. And we're gonna let this go for another minute. You know, and I mean, we all have Google, right? So I would encourage you folks to go and Google the health benefits of mushrooms, because, I mean, I can tell you high in antioxidants, high in riboflavin, you know, all of those good things. But if you don't believe me, your friend, Mr. Google, he can verify it. So, you know, do a little research, but you're gonna find that, wow, these mushrooms really are such a simple way to add some tremendous health benefits to your life. And that's why, you know, I've been using these mushrooms for about 12 years now, and honestly, out of all the products I use, they are probably the best as far as quality and taste and everything, because, you know, we were getting mushrooms brought in from the mainland, and it's just, I think the shipping doesn't do them too well. So it's really nice that we have this opportunity to have such a great local product, you know, grown right on the island. So these have toasted a second, and if we want to rewind a second, we actually forgot to let you know that these are the abalone mushrooms. And these are a new mushroom being produced by Hamakua Mushrooms, and they're great. They're very meaty, and for something like this, they're actually going to be a substitute for meat if you are on a vegetarian diet. So that's a great thing about them. So I'm going to put a little oil and a little butter. And so what I have here is some diced baked potatoes. So I baked these last night, and that way this morning they're nice and cool for me to cut up. Those are gonna go into the pan. And then I've got some fresh bell pepper from the farmer's market. Got a little bit of garlic and chili pepper in there, and that's gonna go in. And then some broccoli. And you know, these veggies are not set in stone. You can do any mix you want with the mushrooms. And if you don't want potatoes or you don't want the starch, that's fine too. Just gonna give this a toss. And we're gonna cook this for about 5 minutes. I mean, for me personally, I like to get a lot of texture, especially on the potatoes. So you're gonna wanna go at least like 5 minutes on that. And I can see by looking at the pan, I kind of feel like there's not enough butter in there. So I'm gonna put some more in it. So don't, you know, you can, that's the beauty of cooking your own food, is you can make it as buttery as you want to. Or if you don't want butter, because I know some of us, and including myself, sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to deal with too much butter today, and I don't. So in that case, you could substitute a little more olive oil. I mean, you can see already, this just looks good. So we're gonna let that continue to cook. And in about a minute, I'm gonna season with a little salt and pepper. Get some salt and some pepper. Okay, now I'm gonna add my 3 whole eggs and my 3 egg whites. I'm gonna just use my spatula, kind of push everything to the side so the raw parts of the egg can get down there. And because I don't have a lid for my pan, I went into the yard and picked a banana leaf, and I'm just gonna put that over the top and use that, and that's gonna help steam out the eggs. So heat's down to low. Once I add the egg, I turn the heat down to low, and I'm just gonna let this steam out for a couple minutes. And I'm really hoping that the banana leaf doesn't catch on fire, but I think it'll be fine. So I'm gonna take a little peek, and that is looking good. So this frittata, you know, you can add anything else you want to it, like some ham would be great added to it. Top it with some sour cream and cheese, and maybe some fresh lime. That's my encouragement to you guys, is just please don't be afraid to try any of this stuff, and don't be afraid to add your own personal touch to it, because that's the fun part about cooking. And the frittata, you know, the great thing about the frittata is it's a great way to use leftovers. So if last night I had baked potato and steak and I had some left over, it's a good time to use it. It's also just an awesome full breakfast on one plate. You know, you don't have your separate items, you just have everything together. Okay, now this should be done. And it is. Just gonna go ahead and put it down on our plate. Now, if you think, sometimes I might put some cheese on this and just pop it in the oven for about 30 seconds, and that'll help tighten up any of the egg that's not finished, and you'll get a nice crust with the cheese. But there you go, Hamakua mushroom frittata. Mahalo for watching. I'm Chef Casey.